Hashtag demon jumpscare. And some red guy. Panda researchers in China wear panda costumes to give mother-like feeling to a lonely baby panda who lost her mother. Without context, it looks like some guy disguised himself as a panda so he could sneak into their panda community, and now he's making a quick getaway with the baby panda. Step 1 to overcoming social anxiety is to realize that most people kind of suck and their opinion of you is literally worthless. Step 2 is to realize that the people who don't suck are actually pretty cool with whatever weird stuff you say. When I was a kid, my grandpa was a Great Depression survivor and he wouldn't waste any amount of food. So he taught me I had to eat the apple core, and I started eating the whole apple in grade school and the kids called me horse boy. You should not be at the club. You should be in the streets. June 5th, 1832. Paris, France. You should be building a barricade. Instead of hearing a techno beat, why not hear the people sing a song of angry men? Homosexuals serving openly in military in Turkey. Current status legal. Passive bottom gay men are not allowed to serve in the Turkish military. Active top gay men are permitted to serve in the armed forces. The true heirs of Rome right here. I refuse to let this get hidden in the tags. Do you gotta prove it, or is it just based on vibes? What are you taking in uni? Mainly the piss. Kids were all playing with Minecraft figurines, and one of them had their figure go up to the other and say, "I'm in love with you," and the other one replied, sword slash to the chest, "And you're on fire. I love you," sword slash to the chest, "And you're on fire." Just ask them out. The worst they could do is say no. Wrong. The worst is they could say is sword slash to the chest, "Also you are on fire." Reblog if sword slash to the chest, "Also you're on fire." One of the funniest things about enemies to lovers ships is how they're almost always obsessed with each other. Like if a character actively chooses to interact with another character over and over again instead of simply ignoring them. Throw darts at it all you want, but you still printed out a picture of them to hang on your wall. Throw darts at it all you want, but you still printed out a picture of them to hang on your wall. This is a rule line. The thing about microbiology when you're not working in human health is that you have to make peace with the fact that a big chunk of bacteria out there were first identified, described, sequenced, and named from the human microbiome. Like specifically named in reference to where it is found on the body, even if it exists plentifully elsewhere. And this makes sense, okay? But it's mildly weird when you're doing literally anything other than human medicine and you've gotta be like, "Hello. We found the bacteria science name comes from vagina growing in our fish stocks. We promise nobody dunked their cooch in the water. It's totally natural. Anyway, we discovered that it helps the fish grow. So we are going to give them more bacteria." Ebenezer Scrooge goes outside. 500 Muppets. There goes Mr. Asshole. There goes Mr. Bitch. Evil info dumping where you just tell lies. Older brother. Tumblr added another secret feature. If you make a post and just type gullible, it turns it into a different message. Tell me which one you got. Gullible. This is so fucked up. How could you do this to me, OP? No, you just have to do the word by itself without any punctuation. Gullible. Not once but twice I'm betrayed. I'm like if Caesar was a lesbian. We should talk more about cities that are vampires. Cities that are cold and wet and sink into your bones and stay there. Cities that are hungry and want to live. Dead cities that don't know they're dead and suck the life force of their people to maintain the delusion. Cities with harbors that are actually mouths. One-way entries. Cities that are devastatingly lonely and see consumption as love. Make your own foot scrub. 1. Feet are pretty hard to make. 2. Don't call me a scrub ever again. Please stop making me read this. Remember when you were 10 and you would hang out with your friends in order to look at the computer together? Like you went to their house and experienced the information superhighway together and then leave. How fucking old are you people? Normal amount. Why isn't 11? Why isn't 11 pronounced on a T1? My favorite picture on Tumblr ever. I'm laughing so hard because I thought of 22 and I said 2T2 out loud at 4 am. Oh god. 383. 44. I have realized my mistake. List of things that I think medieval peasants would love. Cirque du Soleil. Red Bull. Shark Week. The Mythbusters. That guy on TikTok that makes those absolutely insane cocktails. GIFs. Doing whippets. Microwaves. Nuclear bomb test videos. Those skydiving wind tunnels. Best advice I've ever been given was righty tighty, lefty loosey. Fking around for 3 days, and then making a Herculean effort on day 4 that restores your average progress to what a moderately inept person would have achieved with consistent effort. That's what it's all about. I have a friend who's a history major who has only played one game the past 2 years. He spent almost 2,000 hours on Crusader Kings 2 and that's all he plays every single day after class. When I tried to recommend Titanfall 2 to him he said, "No thanks, I already play a video game." Affirmations to read to your cat. You are strong, capable and wise without standing on my keyboard. You are respected and loved without standing on my keyboard. You are capable of accomplishing all things you set your mind to without standing on my keyboard. All things will come to you in time without standing on my keyboard. There is wet food and toy time in your future without any need to stand on my keyboard. Get off my keyboard. Dream of changing the microwave clock to 4:47 AM. I had a dream last night that I was changing the clock on my microwave. I wanted to change the time to 7:47 PM. I instead mistyped and changed the clock to 4:47 AM. Damn, that's crazy, bro. Wow, you even gave us a reference photo and everything. The crab rave has been a Tumblr tradition since God knows when. We danced the crab rave for the Queen of England. We danced the crab rave for Philip II. We danced the crab rave for Margaret Thatcher. And now this crab rave is for you. Henry Kissinger is dead, surrounded by a bunch of little crab emojis. If two vegans get pissed at each other, is it still called beef? No, because it's beyond meat. I'm looking for my colleague, Wreck-It Ralph. Have you seen my friend Ralph? Ralph, are you coming, brother? Character development. Team not actually oblivious to flirting, just terrified of appearing presumptuous. Represent. Yes, in the balance of consideration this person's behavior could certainly be interpreted as flirtatious, but it would be purest arrogance for me to just assume they actually meant what they said. I should gather more evidence. Forever. Jerry, I've just been thinking. One says nothing left that's been spared my blade. Wouldn't I be God? George, no life. Jerry, gesticulating. Nothing under heaven or above earth. All things equal. Jerry turns to face the palace, but freezes in his step. Jerry, hey up, you're in my way. Kramer, slowly walking down the palace stairs. Oh no, I can't let you do that, Jerry. If this would truly be your way. Kramer draws his sword. Kramer, then know that your way ends here. When you get to school and realize you forgot to put on deodorant. I'm so f***ing sick of Tumblr. How the f*** can I relate to this armadildo? I don't f***ing know, but I can. I can't tell you how, but I know exactly how this armadillo fits here. F*** Tumblr, you've ruined my life. Armadildo. London, February 1st, 1812. Have spent 14 shillings and 6 pence magnificently, i.e., like an ass. The private journal of R&B. Me after the weekend. Like, honestly, what kind of hashtag relatable feelings from 1812? He bought a coconut, in case any of you were wondering. Do you think kids during the Industrial Revolution had that same weird millennial/Gen Z experience of having technology change so much while they were growing up? A middle-aged man in the 1890s. Condescendingly explaining what a candle is. A 13-year-old. Okay, governor. My entire worldview has now changed. Whoa, what? Vampires who just use way too much 90s slang. Vampires who say boo I am when they get too excited. Vampires who mix all slang from the past 5 centuries mercilessly within the same breath and don't even try to stop it anymore. Unhand me, you egg-sucking lily-livered jive-talking wackadoo. Foul villain. I bite my thumb at thee, you ugly motherfucker. So hasta la bye bye daddy-o. I have no idea what the f this following text means, but here we go. Manga Deck's front page be like. The girl who was mean to me but she's nice to me now. 100 days until this girl fucks me. The author gets bored, and she fucks him in 15 days. Jaya Roops I. Isa Capes I. Jairu Isakapesai. I'm the ghost killer. I'm waiting my turn. This is the power move immediately above pissing next to someone in an empty bathroom. Boss, can I go home early? Some shit is happening in my fandom and I'm a pretty active person in the community, so my presence is needed. Is there's posts on this site? No. Is content allowed on Tumblr? Vampire. What do you call the land that meets the sea? May I come in? Me. What was that? Vampire. What do you call the land that meets the sea? May I come in? Me. Sure. Vampire. You fool. I've been laughing at this all day. Me. Beach. Vampire. Disappointed vampire noises. Darling, I've known the butler 30 years. We've had many gay times together. Shared a fag or two between us. And I can tell you, if there was anything queer about him I'd know it. Excuse me. I love semantic drift. Imagine dealing with an international crisis involving precious artifacts and someone is like, don't worry, I know a guy and it's a dorky Connecticut college professor named Henry who slips into his slut sauna and suddenly he's capable of saving the world with the power of his whip and fedora. You don't know where the guy is, you don't know where the guy's going, but you do know he's on the case with a 98% success rate and his tits are out. Hashtag this post is about Indiana Jones. I said what I said. Kind of insane how many sports revolve around throwing a ball around in various ways. It's like humanity collectively decided at some point that a large portion of our entertainment needs to revolve around watching round thing go. And we've been figuring out new and increasingly convoluted ways of making round thing go ever since. Real tool using primate behavior right there. I'm hunting Americans. Or gaga, bunga. I take a big bite. Me. Fills a water gun with printer ink. Me. I don't even need a Wii U to have fun. If you bought a 16ml cartridge of ink at $18 and a 2500ml Nerf Super Soaker Barrage at $15.99, it would cost about $2,228.49 to fill it with ink once. Grab mind. I'm a monument to all your sins. Slanesh. Sins you say. Unzips pants. Nude vampire with gloves, tintype on silver 1864. Artist unknown. And possibly consumed. This is the greatest fucking caption I've ever seen. Somewhere between an everyday are the ever elusive. I'm more like, to be honest. Earth was more charming for aliens when dinosaurs existed suggests study. Alien bro doing a react stream on the Paleogene extinction. Is it weird that I'd love to see all the various children of Dracula from media over the years in a sitcom as actual siblings? Stop taking selfies. Mavis is going to jail. The inherent tension between the acronyms JFC, JFK and KFC. Kentucky Fried Christ. Jesus fucking Kennedy. John F. Chicken. The Sun. The President. And the deep fried spirit. It's finger licking God. I love when I try and interact with a really cute baby and they make it abundantly clear I have killed their energy and they hate my vibe. Baby in the cafe. Soul pop. Me. Or is the owl cake pop your favorite? Baby in the cafe. Being a parahuman in real life would be an improvement. I mean, we already got the trauma. Might as well receive the power up that comes with it. When you're a romantic pianist, but also a gamer, I want my face to be his fucking foot pedal. I'd love a chance to even see his bare feet. Then find out if they're ticklish, of course. Seth Everman. Thank you toe lover and foot tickler guy, glad you liked my piano video. Person. What's your favorite song? Me with no object permanence. It's hard to choose. Person. So what hobbies do you have? My mind goes blank. Some guy. What's your favorite film? Me. I have never seen a film in my life. Someone. Tell me something about yourself. Me. Sweating. Who? Quantum physics demonstrates that certain things change state when directly observed. In my case, I change into a moron. Spotify Wrapped. Why don't you spot a woman and wrap her in a blanket? Top 5 songs. Why don't you top 5 women? To make sure their accents were accurate, the child actors in the Harry Potter movies were forced to grow up in England. The cruelty these actors had to endure is immeasurable. Pro insider tips for Black Friday from a retail worker. Stay home, stay home, stay home, stay home, stay home, stay home, stay home. Don't even think about going to a store. My mom told me to stop vaping in the house and my dad just texted me this. They are conspiring against us. Vapors. Rule. Stay strong. Update. This is a vape lord. Puff and blow at mom. I'm your father. Vodka or fireball. I only drink molten plastic. Dumphoticus. This passes the Bechdel test. I was gonna say, but they don't have names. But they do. The blonde's name is Dumphoticus and the brunette's name is MSEC. Strong contender for post of the decade. So my grandmother got a Facebook recently and on her profile it says she works at grandmother. Worked at grandmother. But then if you click on the link this shows up. Grandmother XXX. Granny Shrek's mature women and MILF lover fan page. What is this? I can't breathe. Prithee tell. What is ligma? Such riddles can only be answered by the mind goblin. Enough of your riddles. Who is the mind goblin? Mind goblin D's nuts. Wakes up in a cold sweat. A Wario style negative version of Bowser who's ultra cheerful and peppy called Wowser. I stepped outside of the front door of my own home only to find the deer that tried to kick my ass last year standing right there in my front yard. Bold as brass. Am I not safe anywhere anymore? For those of you who were not here last year, this deer is the most obnoxious, unnatural red-orange color you've ever seen. Only appears when it's raining. And once chased me a quarter mile through the woods. Her name is Hot Cheeto Hatred, and she is my nemesis. Dude, I think that's a fairy. I don't want to make doctor's appointments and schedule a follow-up. I want to be coaxed gently into a crate and taken to the vet. Can I also get in on the part where the doctor patiently bears with me as I scream the entire time and then gives me some spray cheese on a tongue depressor? I love how hyenas still have the winter coat gene. Like if you keep hyenas in cold climates they just do this. It's so silly. I love that Twitch does the stream points thing, and that so many streamers have like basic self-care stuff as their lower tier point redemptions. Like yes, I will make my fave stressed artist streamer check their posture and stretch for a full minute. Yes, I will make the anxious gamer drink water as many times as I can redeem my points during a stream. Parasocial relationships aren't healthy. I'm literally watering and exercising my streamer regularly, not to mention the diversity of enrichment audio I give them. No, I don't see my fav streamer as my best friend. More like a Nintendog. When you shake laminated paper, and it does the thing. Exactly. Doyleist explanation. They keep making new electric mouse Pokemon because they're frantically trying to recreate the success of Pikachu. Or at least because it's tradition at this point. What's an Ian explanation? A major predator of rodents is birds of prey. A mouse that can deliver electric shocks to flying types has a much higher chance of living to produce more offspring. Thus convergent evolution fills this niche in every region. Pikachu is just the Pokemon universe equivalent of crab. I hate when you're at someone's house and they're like, "Mum, she's hungry." And you're like, "No, don't say that. I sound so needy, why couldn't you just say we?" Glad to know it's an international thing. Fursuit nose is getting damaged by people booping them with cameras, led to progressively more reinforced noses, and has now culminated in fursuit noses becoming so rugged they can damage camera lenses. This feels like a demonstration of evolutionary pressure. Selective breeding fursuit heads too have noses made of those tools used to break car windows in an emergency. Why should rich people pay more? Because FGM. So you are okay for paying more when you have money. I'm not excluded from FGM when relevant. I'm not excluded from FGM when relevant is surprisingly powerful as both a statement and philosophy. Had a dream where mini golf was added to the Olympics, and one of the Olympic mini golf athletes lost the gold because she hit the windmill. And she tweets with a picture of the windmill and the caption, "About to go through my Don Quixote phase," and honestly I think that's the funniest thing my brain has ever come up with. About to go through my Don Quixote phase. By the way, the ending of Odyssey made me lose my shit. I like the bit where Poseidon shipwrecks them for like 40 years. I don't remember that part, but I liked playing as Bowser and breaking rocks. I love folklore so much because depending on the location and era it comes from, it's either the most terrifying concept or the dumbest thing you've ever heard. Mexican folklore. You think this place is a normal location? You fool. Everyone knows this place is a scary location. British folklore. There's a little beast in your house. Make sure you give it the necessary porridge. Otherwise it might turn to mischief. German folklore. For the love of God. Do not trust hot people, and do not trust babies, and do not trust short men, and do not trust Christmas, and do not trust sausage, and do not trust the elderly Anne. US folklore. This giant boy from Texas is God's favorite. Trains are to engineering as crabs are to biology, on a long enough time scale. If you optimize almost any system enough, you eventually get some form of either a train or a crab. Our 100,000 core machine learning cluster has spent 2.5 million CPU years looking for innovative solutions to highway congestion. AI. Trains. No, not like that. Going through the source datasets with a machete. Again. Who taught you that word? It's just inventing trains from scratch. Spontaneously. Every time we turn it on. J.R.R. Tolkien. I really love my wife. I will make her into a beautiful, unearthly half-angel princess who beat Satan almost single-handedly and won an argument with the keeper of the halls of the dead. J.R.R. Tolkien. I really love my best friend. I will make him into a grumpy old tree who never gets to the point. If this isn't the best example of the difference between the relationship you should have with your wife and your best friend, I don't know what is. I've come to inform you all the ancient Greeks spelled Thoth, the Egyptian deity, as Ao. Hey. Thanks. Now die. Thoth was the god of knowledge, so it wouldn't be inappropriate to ask, Ao, what's this? Don't like this post. Dream of a Dragon Ball episode where a android Goku and android Vegeta participated in the Olympics. I had a weird dream last night. I was watching an episode of Dragon Ball where this villain created android clones of Goku and Vegeta that had the same memories and abilities as regular Goku and Vegeta. However, instead of becoming evil, the two androids went off and did their own thing. The Goku android decided to participate in the Olympics, while the Vegeta android just stared at the Goku android. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more memes. Thanks for watching.